Alright, the next video, which I think a lot of you guys have been waiting to see, is the new DMS cold air intake. And this is the one that kind of wraps around the front of the engine, behind the grill in front of the radiator, so we will have to take the bumper off. I did let somebody drive my car, and they did bump the bumper, so at least I'll be able to take it apart and see what happened there. Other than that, I'm going to take the bumper off, put the intake in. I think we have to do some drilling or cutting, so we'll check that out once we get that bumper off. So without further ado, let's get it up in the air and let's get the bumper off. Alright, step one is to take all these off of the air intake cover here. So it's very easy. You just kind of stick a screwdriver under there, do a little pry, pop it up, and out it pops. Do that all the way around. Next thing to do is remove the air boxes, the airflow sensors, and the pipes to the intake. Take note, I'm not going to unplug the MAF. I'm only going to unbolt it and set it to the side. That way we don't mess with any of the electronics. Alright, the bumper is off. It was kind of finicky. Wasn't too bad. I think my car has been in a little front end collision because I don't think all the bolts were there, and you can see some of them were kind of stripped out of the plastic. Not necessarily stripped out, but just stripped out of the plastic. Make sure you disconnect your fog lights from there. It's a little bit tricky up in this area when you're trying to pull everything off, but if you work at it, you'll get it. And then yeah, it was pretty easy to come off, actually. And then this piece is pretty loose. I'm just gonna pull that off, put it to the side. Alright, so let's take a look. I cut my first hole, and as you can see, I just used a body saw, air powered. And if you can see in there, everything's great except for that connector right there has to be relocated. And once we relocate that, there's plenty of room to get through this side. Over here, it's going to be a little bit different story because there's AC lines in the way. So hold fast and we'll see how that turns out. All right, there's my first cut. And I'm going to have to cut this all the way over here, bend these lines down, and I'm gonna have to cut up to up around here, and then from there I'm gonna have to bend the lines, I believe up. I don't know, we're gonna have to see.
All right, so I was wrong. The AC lines go underneath that pipe. I think earlier I said that they go above, but no, they go underneath. So you can kind of see them right there. And I'm not sure if this is the final positioning for this. I don't know if it goes in or out. What I need to do is get the rest of the pipe on there, which is sitting over here. But what I need to do, since I have custom catch cans, which are right there, I need to modify the lines coming off of the valve covers to fit the new positioning of the new intake nipple. So this is going to go like right here, come down here, something like that. And then just to give you another idea, again, still got a lot of work yet to do, but this one will go like this, and that gives us kind of an idea of what it's going to look like, the final picture. So we got one side mocked up, got the clamps on. I was able to get that PCV hose. This actually goes to the valve cover, and then I have my catch can lines that are running right there to the catch can. But you'll notice that I reused the factory Nissan spring clamps rather than the worm clamps that DMS provided, just because of ease of installation, and I like spring clamps better than worm clamps altogether. But if we look at this, another thing we had to do is reinstall the MAF sensor. They're just easy 2 bolts right here. You do have to reuse your bolts from the factory MAF sensor location from the air boxes. Other than that, if you come down here, you notice that this pipe kind of sticks out a little bit farther than my liking. So I don't know. Based on their pictures, it just seems like this is stepped back a little bit. I'm gonna wait until I get a filter on it, one of these filters, and just see, you know, actually what that location looks like. So I think maybe if I tilt these in, and then that allows the filter to actually kind of kick in as well. I don't know. We'll see what that looks like when the bumper's on there. I might have to do some adjustments. But other than that, it seems to be coming along fine. You can see here, this just goes right through that core support, just like what we were talking about. I need a worm gear here. And other than that, just do the same thing on the other side, and we should be one step closer. What I'm about to show you is how you can easily be fooled or become a victim of these cheap Chinese knockoff parts. Not happy. I'm gonna work my way around it, figure it out. But these filters, K&N filters, this is filter part number is B050E6, and fits perfectly fine. No big deals. This one, you can see same filter, same everything, but if you compare the actual quality of the two, you can see that this one just kind of looks lackluster quality, where this one just looks bang on everywhere. And the problem therein lies with fitting the pipe. So you can see this one fits nice and easy, and this one just doesn't fit at all. So what I'm gonna have to end up doing is I'm gonna have to get a heat gun on this and try and heat up the rubber so I can stretch it around here. But this one goes on like so easy, whereas this one, there's the same outside diameter as the inside diameter. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. Like I said, I might use a heat gun, but I'm almost ready to kind of zip up the install of the actual intake and then transition over to the bumper and do the cutting that I need to do. But anyway, just a public service announcement. Keep an eye out for those knockoff parts from China, because the quality is just not there. So keep that in mind. I do not blame DMS by any means. This could have happened to anybody. If I would have bought this filter from Amazon, I would have 100% just wrapped it back up and sent it back and ordered another one. But because I didn't order this filter, it came with the kit, I'm kind of stuck with it. And I might end up, if I can't do this nicely, I might end up just buying another air filter pod from K&N directly. So other than that, kit's going together fine so far. All right, lucky me, I was able to heat that up and wedge it in there, but you can see how stretched that out, whereas this one is just a perfect fit. So I don't know if I like that or not, but for now it's gonna do. All right, they are on. I have to say they are looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I still need to do is find a place. Oh, my horn is down here somewhere, but I gotta find a place to mount that. I think it's gonna either go right here or right there on that bracket. I believe they say to remount it here, but I think I'm missing something that they show in the instructions. Anyway, they show it mounting to something that I don't think I have anymore. But anyway, I mean, it looks really good. The catch cans and everything, all those hoses are nice and snugged up. Clamps are on, snugged up, even with the cheap Chinese filter. So what I'm going to do now is lower the car down a little bit and hop in and start it up and see if we can't listen to these babies sing a little bit. All right, so everything is all buttoned back up together. I would do a I'll fire up, test fire so that you can see or you can hear what it sounds like. But the intake is in place. It looks really good. It looks really nice. The only problem is you don't want to let one of these cars sit for a month and a half like I did, because the battery is stone cold dead. If we check the battery voltage here, yeah, I'm at 8.1 volts, which is lousy. It started at 4 point something volts, and yeah, this charger barely recognized that the battery was on there, and I had to do multiple rounds of 5 amp slow charge battery recondition just to get it up to 15.5 amps. So I'm gonna let this charge for a half hour, and then we'll come back, see what their voltage looks like, and then maybe we'll be able to test fire this beast up. All right, it is the next day, and let's see here. Yep, battery charger still connected. It's saying it's float, so battery voltage showing 13.1. So we should be ready to go, ready to fire this bad girl up. All right, so yeah, everything seems to be operating as it should. We are getting plenty of airflow, and it sounds pretty decent, I think. So we're gonna do an alternator check here, just to make sure everything's all good on the up and up on this rig, and then we'll take it for a test drive. All right, let's take a cruise in the old girl here. We're gonna take it out for a test drive, see how she's running, and get her a car wash. It's been a while since this thing has been washed, so let's take it for a ride. Nice. Now it is well, it says 87, but it's not 87 degrees out right now. It's probably about 100, 105. It's been in the garage, so that's why that temperature is showing a little low. So we're gonna give it some air conditioning, because it is warm in here. All right, so let's go give it a cruise and see how she drives. On our test track here, and we're just gonna kind of coast on up here, and then we're gonna hammer it when we get around this little bend. Yeah, it seems to pull pretty good. I haven't been in this car for a while, so it might just be a placebo effect, but it really seems to pull a little bit stronger on the top end. I can feel it, even though it is a lot hotter out than it normally is when I drive this car, and I have the AC on and all that stuff. It does not seem affected by the heat as much as it normally would. So let's do a couple more runs from a dig and some high-speed runs and see how it does. and here we go. All right, so overall driving impressions of the new intake. Honestly, I thought that the intake would be louder, so it's not that loud. I can definitely notice that the heat soak isn't such a big deal. It always seems to have that nice crisp throttle response. It doesn't seem laggy anywhere, which is really nice. I think that heat soak issue might be a part of the problem everybody talks about with these cars, is that they're slow to get going. I think it's part of the problem. I don't think that's the only problem, but the throttle control seems very crisp, very nice. And I took it through the car wash. You know, the air filters are right behind the grill. I wanted to check and see, you know, how wet they got, and really they didn't get that wet or too wet. Only concern I would have with this intake is, you know, running it in the rain, like hardcore downpour rain, just because they are exposed and they're right behind the grill. You can see them. So that would be the only concern that I would have running this intake. Now, I live out in Arizona, so we get rain. Yeah, we get it like 1.5 inches a year, like, so we don't get that much rain. So I'm not too worried about it. But somebody who lives in a much more wet climate where it rains more often, you might want to be aware of that. I do know that they make shields to cover kind of the front half of the air filter to protect it from some of the elements. So that might be something to look into as well. I'll see if I can't post a link to any of that stuff down below in the comments. But overall, I really, hey Deuce wants to say hi. What's up, buddy? Overall, I really like the fit and finish. It looks great. It fit really well. The only tough part was getting it through the core support and making the cuts, which, you know, once you start cutting and manipulating, it's not that difficult at all. You do just need the right tool to do it. I used a body saw and it cut things like butter. So other than that, the only other thing I'm not looking forward to is actually cleaning the filters. So taking the bumper off, I've got it set up where it's going to be pretty easy to take the bumper off. It's not too many bolts, but I also have it to where I can take the grill off. So it's not that difficult to take the grill off either. A lot of factory cars, that grill is very difficult to take off. I've already taken it off, so I've made it so that when I put it back on, it's very easy to take off. So that's something to maybe think about as well. Other than that, yeah, great product. Watch out for those Chinese knockoff products. Again, my air filter, remember I had to heat up and manipulate to fit on the intake pipe. But overall, freaking love it. It looks great. I wish it was a little bit louder, but I guess that's just how those intakes are, because those filters are so far in front of the engine. Other than that, thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I tell you what, for those of you that have watched to the end of the video, if this video gets 150 likes, if it gets 150 likes, the next video I do on the car will be installing nitrous. So I'll install a nitrous kit if we get 150 likes. So please hit that like button, hit that comment anything that you guys want to say, and then ring that bell. Hit that bell notification so you can see when my videos come out. I know I've been a little bit behind on the 8 ball and putting videos out. I just had some family stuff going on, and I hopefully will get these videos out a little more often. So again, thank you guys for watching. Again, I like doing this stuff. It's great fun, and if we hit that 150 likes, I'm gonna get that nitrous kit on there. All right, talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.